Let's move on.
Genesis 3. Now the serpent was more subtle. Genesis 3. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die, for God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. And the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together, and made themselves aprons. And they heard the voice of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God amongst the trees of the garden. And the Lord God called unto Adam, and said unto him, Where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden. I was afraid, because I was naked, and I hid myself. And he said, Who told thee that thou wast naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat? And the man said, The woman, whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. And the Lord God said unto the woman, What is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. And the Lord God said unto the serpent, Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow, and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. And unto Adam he said, Because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, Thou shalt not eat of it, cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns also, and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground. For out of it wast thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. And Adam called his wife's name Eve, because she was the mother of all living. Unto Adam also, and to his wife, did the Lord God make coats of skins, and clothed them. And the Lord God said, Behold, the man is become as one of us, to know good and evil. And now, lest he put forth his hand, and take also of the tree of life, and eat, and live forever. Therefore the Lord God sent him forth from the Garden of Eden, to till the ground from whence he was taken. So he drove out the man, and he placed at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubims, and a flaming sword which turned every way, to keep the way of the tree of life. Genesis 4.
I am going to... That was the King James Version. Let's go with the New International Version. Let's try that one. I understood it, but I want to listen to it again in a different form. Cool?
Genesis 3. Now the serpent was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord God had made. He said to the woman, "Did God really say, 'You must not eat from any tree in the garden'?" The woman said to the serpent, "We may eat fruit from the trees in the garden, but God did say, 'You must not eat fruit from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it, or you will die.' You will not certainly die." The serpent said to the woman, "For God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food, and pleasing to the eye, and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it. She also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate it. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they realized they were naked. So they sewed fig leaves together and made coverings for themselves. Then the man and his wife heard the sound of the Lord God as he was walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and they hid from the Lord God among the trees of the garden. But the Lord God called to the man, "Where are you?" He answered, "I heard you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid." And he said, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree that I commanded you not to eat from?" The man said, "The woman you put here with me, she gave me some fruit."
I have to pause that right there. That part keeps coming up in my mind of psychedelics, um, like mushrooms, even marijuana, or a way to expand your mind, see another sense of consciousness. You know they exist because they're passed down from generation to generation ancestrally. You know, like for example, ayahuasca or 5-MeO and DMT or something, out from the toad. Those are stimuli to start a process of questioning. Because when you come into this world, you know nothing. Everything, when you come into Earth as a child, is when you're born onto this plane, what happens is that you completely absorb any and all information that you get. Absorbing that information makes it your whole truth. There is nothing else. So knowing that is your truth, that because you know nothing else, your perception is extremely tight. It's only right here. Your perception is extremely tight. You don't know anything, and this is your whole truth. When you learn to expand it, right, then you realize, holy crap. So this is more like a staged laboratory where Adam and Eve just throwing things out there. I'm just talking through as if what's in my mind. And if it's good for you, great. Maybe if you think the same way or something. But if you don't, then let me know. I don't care. Either way, is something that I feel I'm called to do. So I'm studying this, and then I'm recording my thoughts, and just basically see what happens. So as as this moves along, the let's continue.
Tree, and I ate it. Then the Lord God said to the woman, "What is this you have done?" The woman said, "The serpent deceived me, and I ate."
It just keeps popping back into my head. You're told what not to do, right? Your whole life, this is exactly how it is. That God created them, and once He created them, they know nothing else but this little world. So that seems like a controlled habitat. Being that there is a controlled habitat, right? There is. So this is the Garden of Eden. Okay, this is not the creation of the world. This is the Garden of Eden. So the world already existed. I'm understanding this too. Throughout this whole time, this is the third video. This is Genesis 3. So I understood that there was a world, that God created a world, right? And then inside the Garden of Eden, inside that little garden, so the world was already created. We don't know how long ago, okay? But it was already created, and inside that world there was a laboratory where God made animals and He made people. Sounds like Anunnaki stuff right there too, huh? All right.
So the Lord God said to the serpent, "Because you have done this, cursed are you above all livestock and all wild animals. You will crawl on your belly, and you will eat dust all the days of your life. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and hers. He will crush your head, and you will strike his heel." To the woman he said, "I will make your pains in childbearing very severe. With painful labor you will give birth to children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you." To Adam he said, "Because you listened to your wife and ate fruit from the tree about which I commanded you, you must not eat from it. Cursed is the ground because of you. Through painful toil you will eat food from it all the days of your life. It will produce thorns and thistles for you, and you will eat the plants of the field. By the sweat of your brow you will eat your food until you return to the ground, since from it you were taken. For dust you are, and to dust you will return."
So here, there's a lot of things that just happen. There's a lot of things that happened here. Okay. Um, there's a lot of things that happen here. Let's go back to where he's gonna spill my coffee. Let's go back to where. All right, he condemned the serpent, blah blah blah, but they got woken up. They ate something and they got woken up, right? They got woken up. Hey, oh shit, this isn't right. So they became conscious. They became conscious. They were unconscious. While they were walking around, they were unconscious. Okay? They became conscious of themselves. Okay? Does that make sense? So, when you're a baby and you come into this world and you have certain programming, you're conscious of what you know, but you are unconscious of yourself and what you else you don't know, right? It's not until that either you sense it by one of the senses or it gets put into the programming that you go, oh, that you become conscious of it. It's not until you see it, feel it, taste it, you feel it, um, see it, that you become conscious of something. It's not until you become aware of it. So they became aware of a lot of things just now by eating this tree, right? And here's the other thing. So this is the creation of also duality. Listen to me. The male and female aspects. We all have male and female aspects. Okay? We all, every single one of us, we both have them. Right? Every single one. We have them both. So these male and female aspects, the woman is the creator. She is everything that is alive. So the woman is the bringer of life into earth. She is a powerful, powerful creature. The woman is the creator of life onto earth. Okay? That's an amazing, that's a very powerful creator. Okay? But the woman, in order for her to bring onto life, onto earth, needs the support and the energy of the man, the workforce, the manpower. Okay? So the way you do that is everybody. We all do this. Okay? We give into a lot of these things and maybe we just don't know. That's things that are coming into my mind, right? So that's what comes into my mind here. This is the creation of that. So he is making that the man subdue the woman in, so that means that the man is just going to work, 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 and you woman shut the fuck up. No, what happens is this: it lowers his creativity by demanding that the man. So by making you a slave, by making you lower you, by making you dependent, making you a slave into something, it takes away from your own creativity. By taking away from your creativity, by using your creativity for something else other than for your own personal gain. Like your creativity is for your own personal gain. My creativity is for my own personal gain. My wife's creativity is for her own personal gain. It's like when we start using our creativities for our own personal gains, we burst of energy is phenomenal. So when we use our energies for somebody else's personal gains, we tend not to give them that much. That's why excitements are there. That's why the incentives are there. And that's why I guess monetary factors are there. I know I'm going all over the place. All right. But I see a lot of things. All right, let's continue.
Genesis 3.
Oh,
Now the serpent was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord God had made.
On accident. Sorry.
He said to the woman, "Did God really say, 'You must not eat from any tree in the garden'?" The woman said to the serpent, "We may eat fruit from the trees in the garden, but God did say, 'You must not eat fruit from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it, or you will die.' You will not certainly die." The serpent said to the woman, "For God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." When the woman...
Here's real quick. Knowing good and evil. Okay. So here's the thing. Understanding that there is no such thing as good and evil. There's just different layers of it. There's just a thing. They're just different layers of it. Some may be more pleasing to others, right? And I guess that's the way to characterize it. Some ways, it, for everything, there must be, for things to work, there must be a starting point, right? Things doesn't work. Okay, how bad does it work? And that's the starting point. That's the ground zero. Thing is working, great. Thing is not working, right? And then in the simplicity of the fix is the simplicity of the problem. So if it's just a part to be changed, or this whole wire or harness needed to be remade, it's the simplicities of the problem.
Saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye, and also desirable for gaining wisdom. She took some and ate it. She also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate it. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they realized they were naked. So they sewed fig leaves together and made coverings for themselves. Then the man and his wife heard the sound of the Lord God as he was walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and they hid from the Lord God among the trees of the garden. But the Lord God called to the man, "Where are you?" He answered, "I heard you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid." And he said, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree that I commanded you not to eat from?" The man said, "The woman you put here with me, she gave me some fruit from the tree, and I ate it." Then the Lord God said to the woman, "What is this you have done?" The woman said, "The serpent deceived me, and I ate." So the Lord God said to the serpent, "Because you have done this, cursed are you above all livestock and all wild animals. You will crawl on your belly, and you will eat dust all the days of your life. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and hers. He will crush your head, and you will strike his heel." To the woman he said, "I will make your pains in childbearing very severe. With painful labor you will give birth to children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you." To Adam he said, "Because you listened to your wife and ate fruit from the tree about which I commanded you, you must not eat from it. Cursed is the ground because of you. Through painful toil you will eat food for..."
Here's one that I keep going back to. You see me clicking, and it says, "And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and hers. He will crush your head, and you will strike his heel." Seems like he would put a block between your creating abilities, and I'll put a block on your offspring, making them forget. You got to remember, the woman, the seed of the man, the male seed fertilizes, excuse, infertile grounds, grows, right? And you take care of that growth. Okay. I keep getting a lot of visuals, for example. This is going to be extremely odd, but I have a question. I have a question. I just hear me out. I have a question. So, what makes us different, right? Milo, Milo, from that cat that keeps walking around, for example. What makes us different from that cat? What makes us different from that tree, right? Like this guy. What makes us different? The fact um, that we have a way of like I can like this cat is it could possibly hurt me, but cannot dominate me. Correct? I can scare it away. He can run away from me, but that cat is never going to dominate me. Same thing applies to any other animal in the world. Okay? A lion may eat me, but a lion is never going to dominate me. I can control and play and I can control the right because it is that is man's will. That is what God said. This is so there is no other creature as we know about that can dominate man. We understand that there's a lot of animals on this world that have very special abilities. Sonar, telepathics, or whatever it is, between whales and dolphins and stuff like that. Okay, that's amazing. Sonar, okay. Um, but these are once again, they can't dominate us. Maybe telepathically, maybe they have the powers but we don't know about that. So it can't really, it's not really in the physical realm. Does it exist? Possibly. Why not? But anyway, so no animal, trees, right? I can cut down trees. As a man, I can cut down a tree, right? I can pull a tree. I can plant a tree. I can. I man knows how to bend trees, so he is how to make bonsais, how to cut and trim and make look really nice and so forth. And why? Because nature is raw in its sense. The earth is just right. So we're here to transplant and so forth. I have a question. So because we are capable of ruling this earth, okay, of doing all of this, what is the difference between the seed of like if it's fertile soil, if a woman is fertile, then she will give birth, she can her womb is clean and she can healthy provide for another being to come into this world. That's amazing in itself, but it is so far just to think about it, just the thought alone, the responsibility of having clean uh cleanliness to bring another creature onto this world, even for animals, right? I mean, that's what we're here for. We're here to reproduce, and so that's another sense. We are animals in itself. So what is the difference? Is it the fact that we can, or that we know how to, or that we can, or that we just, or that we take action on it? For example, there's a lot of things we can do, but we just don't do because it's not the right thing to do. So is that the difference between saying it was right and wrong and so forth? Okay, right. So why can't we just be other creatures of Earth? Of other creatures of Earth. Why can't we just be other animals? There's no other place. We are explorers by nature. Humans are explorers by nature. We're here to go and explore. And in that explore and in that, what we do is we tend to destruct. We tend to override and to think that, yes, we conquered it, when in reality, it's been there for forever. We seem to do that to everything. And yeah, we seem to think that we're going to do that across the galaxy itself, but that's okay. All right. So we went from aliens to the Lord. What I'm saying is this, to sum it all down. I understand the woman is what brings anything into the physical reality. Listen to this. This whole aspect falls onto this moment right now. Anything that you want to be manifested into this world needs to be created by you. Listen to me. It needs to be created without fear. It needs to be created knowing. And you're gonna be there's a lot of fear, a lot of doubts. But you have to know. You have to know. You have to just, I got this. It's impossible to fail. It's impossible. And the only way to do that is by understanding which one of these you are. So number one, right now, are you leading the life that you want to live? Right now, are you leading the I just got a huge. We're going to end it there for today. And we're going to continue on with this series again tomorrow. I'm going to see how long this video is. I'm going to submit it and post it out. But let's continue this. Let's continue these chats. Once again, this is the Awoken Wizard. And I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, and also remember this. When talking about creativity, it is extremely important to understand that your feminine, you have masculine and feminine principle, qualities, or what do you call it? When you're manifesting something, when you're creating something, when you're growing something, you need to be able to understand how it's made. Once you understand, things aren't just accidental. Things actually have purpose. Now, things that actually have a purpose is everything flows. See, nothing happens without you. Everything happens because of you. You are the cause of everything that happens in your life. Once you understand that, and then that way you can also guide yourself and understand that your physical, egotistical earthling self does not and is not the one that is in charge. When you realize 100% and give into the possibility that there is an all creator of everything, and you are just one more in addition to his creatures. You are the speck of sand at the beach, but without you there is no beach. You understand what I say? I mean, without you, it's still there, but you created it because you're there. So because of who we are and what we're here to do,
We are here to expand our perceptions, to grow within our own limitations. That's all we are. We are God's creatures here to grow on our own limitations, knowing that we have no limitations. Forgetting that we have no limitations. We create our own limitations. So knowing you have no limitations, what would you do? How would you act? How would you live your life? Notice, if I told you you could not fail, if I told you right now that everything that you think could happen probably won't, more than likely it's not going to. The only things that actually happen are the things that you attract directly to you, 100%. The things that you put more energy on. If you put the energy knowing that you're going to be fucking okay tomorrow, guess what you're going to do? You're okay today. And the only thing that matters is right now, and just noticing and realizing how beautiful, how amazing your life is, and that nothing ever does really truly matter. Because at the end of the day, what happens is what happened was. Everything else is just noise. So, once again, remember, it's all in your heart. Everything, the belief in everything starts in your heart. Have faith in the Creator. Just know that you can't fail. There is anything that you can't do. I love you, and I'll see you soon.